10 Twisted Tales, Volume 6, written by Stephen Havelock, narrated by Nikki Delgado. Traitor. Mohammed was a terrorist. He entered the rundown store in a cheap part of town. I got to Turkey now. I just have to make it to Syria. A large man with a big beard and a big nose who was wearing Arab clothes ushered him in. In the back garden of the shop, away from prying eyes and the blistering midday sun, they discussed the venture over a cup of tea. 20 minutes later, Mohammed left the establishment. I've got to wire £5,000 by tonight to be smuggled into Syria. After Mohammed had left, a man wearing Western clothes entered the shoddy establishment that looked like it had seen better days. Like he had with Mohammed, they spoke in the back garden away from prying eyes and the afternoon sun. Like before, Mustafa offered him tea. The large-nosed man, whose name was Mustafa, spoke in broken English. James, because you are a friend, I charge you £5,000 and I give 1 terrorist tonight. The CIA man stared at him long and hard. Last month the price was £3,000. I know, but Mustafa need money, risk life to give you terrorists, yeah? Okay, but remember the only thing that keeps your head on your shoulders is that you bring us the terrorists. Once that stops happening, you will be in the firing line as well. Greedy git, thought the CIA man. He would sell his own mother if he had the chance. The next night, Mohammed waited at the pickup spot on what was supposed to be his journey into Syria, and into the heart of the mayhem. Soon a truck arrived carrying what Mohammed thought from their citrus smell were oranges. The driver in broken English told Mohammed to get in. Mohammed got in, and the man made a small alcove for him and then piled crates of oranges over him. Mohammed saw the soft fleeting moonlight through the gaps of the piled-up oranges and felt a strange sense of bliss. Soon the truck was moving. What Mohammed didn't know, and would never have the chance to find out, was that Mustafa had placed a tracking beacon under the driver's front tyre, stuck like glue and immovable. Just as the truck crossed over the border into Syria, Mohammed heard something that made him rigid with fright. A missile. Then the second missile struck, and this time Mohammed wasn't so lucky. Mustafa was in bed, dreaming. Stupid terrorist gave me £5,000. Ugly CIA pig gave me £5,000. Makes £10,000 in one day just for one person. I have so much money now. I'm a multi-millionaire now. Knock, knock. What was that? Knock, knock. Who could it be this late at night? Mustafa got up and headed for the door. Strange, no one here. Must be some kids playing tricks. Mustafa went back to bed and was dreaming again soon about his large stash of cash. It was a pleasant dream that he had often, but the knock on the door had unsettled him. He saw himself surrounded by piles and piles of cash. Then the dream became darker. You killed us, traitor. For money, you sold your soul. The words were coming from a darkness that surrounded him, but he couldn't see who was speaking. Then the bodies stepped into view, their bloodied bodies burnt and twisted beyond recognition, killed by cluster bombs, their ripped clothes added to their horrendous image. Mustafa closed his eyes, and after a few seconds opened them again. The bodies, dozens of bodies surrounded him, their limbs grotesquely burnt and twisted into impossible angles. The dead bodies got closer and closer. They are closing in on me. Oh my God, what the hell was that? Mustafa felt a clinging and suffocating cold sweat on this warm summer's night. A loud sound like a bomb going off. My money! Must make sure no one gets my money. Mustafa ran to his front room, pulled up the rug, and underneath was a trapdoor. He flung open the trapdoor and pointed his torch. Mounds and mounds of Turkish lira stared back up at him. This is all the money I made in 1 year. I don't keep it in the banks, as they can't be trusted. They will be more likely to get suspicious and tip off the police, the terrorists, or run off with it themselves. Mustafa stared at the piles and piles of cash. Millions. Millions. Then, just out of shot of the torchlight, he thought he saw something. Oh my God, did I just hear that? It sounded like a scream. Mustafa's blood seemed to freeze, and his heart pound, and his breath shake as he saw what had been standing just out of sight of the torchlight. He saw Mohammed's dead, burnt, and grotesquely shaped body stumbling towards him. Oh no, no.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?